Hello, welcome. This is my new channel. I'm gonna talk about what to eat during the day. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. So first of all, I have to mention that this is a little bit more vegan, vegetarian oriented. I'm not against eating meat or dairy products. I just don't take it as a main part of my diet. So this is just for a start. When I get up, when I have an empty stomach, the first thing I do, I drink just a glass of water or a glass of water with lemon. Depends on the season. That's, by the way, what's gonna be my another video about what to eat in which season. But back to the topic. Water with lemon. It can be warm water, lukewarm, cold, whatever you prefer. What I have is I have in my fridge ginger lemon juice with a little bit of sugar, and also I added whatever I have, lemon balm, nettle for the extra vitamins. So this I have for empty stomach to boost my energy, to cleanse the intestine before I eat the first meal, which is mostly a regular oatmeal. Oatmeal you can eat all year long. It's not starchy like a buckwheat that I like too, but more in the spring or summer. Oatmeal makes your stomach full for at least 2-3 hours, but it's important to mention that it's not like to have a little a bar. My portion is about 300 to 400 grams. It's a full plate of oats. But the benefits are, apart from that, it makes your stomach full. It's easy to digest, and it has these slow carbohydrates. So it gives you energy for a long time, for a couple of hours. What to add with it? If you want energy right away and extra vitamins, of course, you're gonna add some fruits, but it's not like it doesn't matter which fruit. I would not recommend apples and pears, for example, that are really aggressive for empty stomach. I would not recommend banana either, as I keep banana more for smoothie because it has perfect texture for the smoothies. The perfect, especially now in summer, would be berries, all kinds of berries. I like blueberries most. In the winter you can use frozen blueberries or strawberries. For protein you can add nuts that I always soak overnight. So it can be almonds, walnuts, whatever you have at home. Not like a cashews or peanuts, these like more salty nuts. Almonds are perfect, walnuts. Sunflower seeds, perfect. The benefits of soaking them overnight is that they're easy to digest and they have more enzymes. They are like alive. You can add plenty of another things. You can add grounded poppy seeds, you can add cocoa powder, and the important thing with cocoa powder, if you have it for a breakfast, some amount of that, and then maybe later in a smoothie, you should not have this craving for chocolate or sugar generally if you have enough fruits. So that's a good thing. I like to add a grated coconut, and you can add a maca too. if you are going through some stressful period of your time, it will give you this extra boosting energy. And you can add honey too. You can add coconut oil to get some extra fat, and you can pour some soy milk, or if you are not dairy allergic, you can add a milk, but it's not really good for digestion for anyone to put together milk and fruits, for example. So I would go for soy milk, almond milk, all these things. Or you can just pour some tea. Like I really like the combination of these with the rooibos. Really tasty tea. And another benefit of this tea is that it's very, very alkaline. So right from the morning you can put your pH more on the alkaline level. So that would be the perfect breakfast for me. Then for snack, what to have for a snack? I would say depends what are you just doing. If you are working physically or mentally, you will need something that boosts your energy. So carbs or sugars. That's why I say have a good breakfast so you're not gonna have these cravings for sugar after 2-3 hours after breakfast. Better to get up earlier and have this proper breakfast. If you are under really pressure and you really crave already some carbs and sugars, get some but real chocolate or fruit bars. I don't talk about these fake ones where the 90% of that is glucose syrup. It's just shit. Sorry about it, but it is. It doesn't give you any benefit. It's just destroy your sugar balance. Get some good ones. It's really worth it. Or if you are in office, if you can eat during your work, you can just have some fruit with some seeds or nuts. That's basically what it is, these good and actually expensive bars. No sugars, just mixed nuts, seeds and dates, for example. If you feel kind of hungry and you don't really need the energy right away, you can have a salty snack. You can have a slice of whole grain bread with even with a yogurt, if you want, with some vegetarian patty. Like you got various products. That's basically it. Or if you exercise at home, for example, or if you have a chance to have a blender with you, even in the office, you can do a smoothie, like some really heavy smoothie, so that replace a snack. The great thing to use is a hemp protein, which is the only protein that is not acidic. It has a lot of other benefits. Add spirulina for protein, for vitamins, for to fight heavy metals, free radicals, especially in some stressful period of time. Or the maca, as I mentioned. You can put a little bit of cocoa and put a banana. Banana makes it sweet naturally, so you don't need to add any more sugar. And the texture is just perfect for that kind of creamy smoothie, even if you just make it with water. But I prefer to use the soy milk or coconut milk or all these any of these variations. Let's go to the lunch. Now we have 3 options, most of them based on our availability. So you can have a, the worst case is that you don't have much time, and you know that now is the time for lunch and you are not able to eat in another couple of hours. Now I would do excuse and I would go for some meat. But even if I have a short time, I would chew it really properly. I would not be in a rush. But it's an option when to have a meat, when you want to fill your stomach for a long time. But important things, I would not mix it with any other carbs and starch. So forget the bread, forget the potatoes, forget the dumplings, all these things. The best would be just a good fresh slice of meat, preferably organic if you have a chance, and just to have it with a huge salad to digest it well. That's the first option, but I would not do this every day. The preferably would be lunch that is heavy, but not in terms of to just soak all your energy. Like when you have a Sunday meal, when you just have a Sunday meal when you just cannot do anything else and to lay down after, right? So let's just something that makes you full and in the same time gives you energy, but not after 10 hours, but in 1 hour. And you're not gonna feel tired after lunch. The best for this case would be kind of mix of beans, rice, especially quinoa. That's really great stuff. It has protein, it has a lot of carbs, it doesn't have gluten, so very easy to digest. Rice, beans, lentils, all these kinds of things. And since it's not really heavy like a meat, you don't even need the salad. You can have a salad later on in the evening. And the third option would be just something like this, protein and carbs, but in the same time not such a big portion. In this case, when lunch covers just like 20% of your meal, it can happen often. You are really busy, you have just 10 minutes for lunch. Then you have to really focus on the breakfast and especially on dinner. But it's not so healthy to have a heavy dinner, huge dinner, but we can figure out. I'll give you some recommendation what to eat. Also something that makes your stomach full, and you can even combine it with other things, is egg. Again, preferably organic. But same like meat, not every day. So for another snack, depends what we had for a first snack. So for example, if we had a sweet snack, the chocolate bar and fruit, I would go more for something salty. So slice of bread with a yogurt, as I mentioned before, packet of nuts, something like that. If we had a salty snack before, I would go for the opposite. I would have something sweet. For example, you finish your work, you came home, and you still want to do some workout. Smoothie would be great. Bowl of sugar, fruits, the chocolate bar, things like that. And now we are going for the crucial part, and that is the dinner. As I mentioned, if we had a not sufficient lunch, we have to kind of catch up for a dinner. Otherwise, we can feel really hungry during the night, and it can even wakes us up, and that's very unpleasant, uncomfortable thing. So let's go back to these three cases. If we had a piece of meat with salad, for dinner I would go for some legumes. and rice, or tofu, stuff like that. If we had a huge portion of these lentils and rice, I don't want to eat it again the same. So I can do a little bit of meat with salad, or I can do tofu that I can mix with potatoes, for example. There's no problem with that. But preferably sweet potatoes. They are really, really much better, but of course more expensive. Depends what can you afford. And the third thing is, if we had a really small lunch, just a little bit of rice and beans, we need to catch up. And for this thing, I would go for a huge salad, and I can add a protein with mung beans. I always have some mung beans soaked, sprouted, so I can add it if I need it for the salad. 100 grams gives you 25 grams of protein. Perfect. You can use the chia seeds as well. And you can have something kind of heavy. You can really go to a restaurant and enjoy yourself, because you need to get this nutritious and to fill your stomach. Problematic thing is that it can be 8 p.m. already and you want to go sleep at 10 or 11. Preferably you would have a dinner this heavy at 6 and then go sleep 11 midnight, or at 8 to have some lighter dinner. But we cannot really plan our day perfectly, so these are just a few tips I have and I want to share with you and give you some recommendations. If you have some other tips, please mention it. I would be happy to learn something new. And I'll give you more tips in other videos on different topics. I can tell you, for example, what are the best combination of food. I can tell you what to eat in what season, and I can tell you how to save kind of a lot of money with cooking and what to buy. Thanks for watching and take care. See you.